Well, welcome to the video tutorial of researching effectively. Mr. Collins is my name, and the reason I'm doing this is because I find a lot of students often have trouble referencing, finding resources, finding internet articles, journal articles, or whatever it might be that actually can help them get A's in their assignments. How do you go about actually doing effective research? Well, there's two steps to doing it. And I guess the first step is to get a feel for the topic you're researching. You want to understand it in simple terms. You've got to know what you're researching. And this is not for putting in your bibliography or actually making an in-text reference. This is just for getting an understanding for yourself. So you can use Wikipedia, Yahoo Answers, How Stuff Works, places, websites which do it in very simple language, aren't necessarily by leaders in the field, authored by leaders in the field that is, but something that will help you get a general understanding. So let's pretend we're looking at hydrogen cars, and we're looking at different methods of fuel, how they work on fuel cells rather than petrols and things like that. So first thing I might do is I might type into Google hydrogen cars, and from there you might have a look at Wikipedia. So look at hydrogen vehicles. There's an ABC article about it. Opening a couple of tabs there, reading through that information, getting familiar with some of the terms. So we want to have a look at, okay, what's an internal combustion engine? Let's have a read about that. And alright, let's go back. So once we've spent maybe half an hour doing that, understanding the terms, clarifying things just in our own mind, then we can move on to step 2, and this is where the money is made in terms of marks for assignments. So there's 3 ways that you can get some really good, effective and A-winning research. And what that is, the 3 methods that I use, that I suggest that you could use, are expanded academic, which is a journal finder resource that we have here at the school, and advanced Google search or Google Scholar. I'll start with the second one, the advanced Google search. So advanced Google search involves just limiting our search results to .edu websites, so ones that are from an educational institution, or .gov. Now, .edu or .gov are usually written by university professors or people from the government who are leaders in their field and are working to just give some very high quality information. So what I might do is, say if I was researching, I did my research, I found out that hydrogen cars had fuel cells, and I might type in fuel cells in hydrogen cars. Alright. Now I come up with all my Wikipedia, how stuff works, hydrogen.org.au, not good enough. So I'll go up to this little settings bar here and I'll type in advanced search, and what I can do is I can find the exact word or phrase, any of these words, none of these words. What I'm interested in is .edu. So I'll type in .edu into the site or domain area of the advanced search, and once I've done that, I'll click advanced search down the bottom. So here I get a completely different set of search results. I've got hydrogen car departments from the University of California, infrastructure for hydrogen fuel vehicles, behavioral response to hydrogen fuel vehicles. I'm getting some really good articles, and once you've done this is from Purdue University over in Indiana. Very good university, very good with engineering. And once I've found some good material, I want to make sure I find that again. So let's say if I look at this website, I go, hey, there's some good stuff in here. I can transfer that information to a logbook or an electronic one that I've used here in Word. So first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I keep the web address there. So I can come back and find it later, because often students will get some really good research, but then the next day they'll come back and they've forgotten completely what they've got. So they've got, so I've put the web address there so I can find it again. So when I'm referencing, I've got all of my information, and I do up a table like this, and I find it quite helpful. And let's say this, I go back to the website, and find some information that I find particularly relevant. So fuel cells will be used to operate at about 85 degrees Celsius. Alright, great information, great snippets. So what I can do there is I can go back to my Word document and I can just paste that quote directly directly into my logbook. Go back, and here we go. This is important. US Department of Energy has set a 2015 target of 5.5 weight% hydrogen for hydrogen storage systems. So if we find that piece of information particularly important, we could just copy or paste it directly, or we might like to put it in our own words. So US Department, blah, 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 and we can write it in our own words. So when it comes to writing our actual assignment later, we've already got things in our own words. We've already got research we can just directly even copy and paste into our assignment. And later, if you're doing an annotated bibliography, you might want to put a few comments on, I found this useful, it had info relating to the fuel cell. So if I want to come back later, I'll know, okay, this is what this website was about. This is when I used it. This is what I thought it was interesting. Okay, so that's an advanced Google search. Second way is using Google Scholar. Now, when a scientist wants to publish their findings, they have to submit it to a journal. And Google Scholar is a database for those journals. So it is, just go to, just type in Google Scholar into Google, SCHOLAR, and scholar.google.com. And if I wanted to have a look at hydrogen cars, you could have a look at all the different web articles or magazine articles that are scientifically valid, and I can use this. So I can find aspects of hydrogen car thermometry, or the hydrogen fuel economy, fuel cells and electric cars. So I wanted to get some good information on the economy of hydrogen cars and how that's going to affect, I guess, the economies. You could go onto this website, and this is generally, you'll find some good reference material, good research. You can have a look through here. Say if you find one that you really like, have a look at this button here. This is cited by 35, which means that 35 people have actually written further reports which have used this particular article in their bibliography. So if you find an article you like, just click on that cited by 35 or cited by 150 or whatever it is, and you can find some articles that are directly related to the original article. And often some of them will have some more up-to-date research and some more resources that you can actually use. And you can also change the settings here anytime since 2012, 2011, 2008, etc., etc. Alright, so the final way of accessing information is through the expanded academic. Now I'm going to do that through the LMS, because the LMS has all the information of how to do that. So I'm going to log in to the LMS, I'll go to the biology page, because I know there's something down here, and I'll go down to general resources here, and I'll click on database access. So it says, it's got all the information there. I'm going to copy and paste that into the URL bar. It comes up with the UQ library database. Now I'll go down to E, expanded academic, choose your own school. We'll choose King's Christian College, and we will log on to that. So once I select it, it goes in. Now the password is library. Put that in, and waiting for that one to load, and we'll find we have another way of looking at journal articles or very good reference materials we can put in our bibliography and use for research, use for introductions, discussions of scientific reports. So let's say we're looking at fuel cells, and let's have a look. So it's even got some examples of things you might like to search. Fuel cell solar. Now we're looking at fuel cell hydrogen for the hydrogen car, and I'll do a search. And we've got lots of stuff coming up here. Let's expand that. Cost-effective method of manufacturing fuel cells, and voila. Final couple of points I would like to make is that Definitely make sure you record it in the logbook here, electronic or hard copy. And when you're searching, avoid ambiguous words. Say if you're doing something like the mammalian diving reflex, cut out the word mammalian. Just type in diving reflex. You might get some more results there. Also, be smart about what you type in. I remember a student was looking at V energy drinks and how they affect metabolism. Instead of just typing how do the energy drinks affect the nervous system, you might like to just type in, you might like to research what is in the energy drinks, caffeine, taurine, other psychostimulants, and then type in how does caffeine affect the nervous system. You might find some more information there. So be smart about what you type in. Well, I hope this has helped. Thank you very much. And that's it for me.